So here we are at the beginning of the session. I've got a scent sample tucked into my sock. So we're going to wait for her to find that. I had carried the sample over to our training area here in my left hand. And you're going to see her actually indicating on my left hand, which I did not reward, but in retrospect I might have been able to. I just wasn't that convinced that that was why she was after my hand. She smelled it was in my hand. So because I have a suspicion that my hand may be confusing her, I'm going to move it closer to the source so that she's able to actually find the source of the scent. So I just moved my hand closer to the source so she can find it, and there she goes. She finds it, the sock.
Good girl.
So you see the pawing. That's the alert behavior that we're training her to perform. It's not appropriate for everyone, but for our client, he felt that after much discussion, felt that this would be the clearest and best indicator for him. It requires no additional tools like a bringsel, and it's pretty hard to ignore an insistent pawing at your leg or your body if you're in a supine position. If you're asleep and your blood sugar drops, you want to be woken up. So the dog sitting by your side and holding a bringsel, even if it does squeak, might not be enough, especially if the environment you're sleeping in is kind of noisy. Something else you might be noticing is that I am moving the sample up my body. So we're patterning basically a search pattern. She starts at the ankle, goes to the knee, back of the knee, to the hip, and to the armpit. We want her to practice this over and over again, this search pattern, so that when she does get a scent, she can begin that search pattern, and it becomes an indicator in and of itself, which would be quite hard to ignore. The dog starts at your ankle inconspicuously, and if you don't notice that, the dog moves on up your body and continues the search pattern, which it becomes pretty hard to ignore.
Good.
So what you're seeing here is we're moving the live tin around. The other two tins, nothing in them. There's no scent, and there's no rewards. We never mark and reward on those tins, and only the tin with scent gets marked and rewarded for scenting or for indicating, alerting at that source. So she's learned to quickly identify that the scent is the discriminating stimulus here. It's not about the tin.